Well, give yourself a round of applause. AMC Entertainment is unlikely to survive in 2023. The dumbest article of 2023 goes to Seeking Alpha. Even if movie ticket sales fully recover, AMC won't survive the year. Not only did we survive the year, but we touched almost $9 billion in box office sales, coming up to $8.9 billion, and multiple sources are already reporting that the domestic box office has actually eclipsed $9 billion for 2023. So the numbers are slightly weighing, but we basically touched $9 billion for 2023 in domestic box office sales. Looking at that in the past, it shows that movie theaters are not dead. Prior to COVID, we were at 11.3 billion, dropped to 2, went up to 4, went up to 7, now we got to 9. Assuming the same sort of momentum will continue, we may be right back to 11, if not 12, and steadily growing higher than previous years for movie theaters prior to the pandemic. In today's video, I want to touch on AMC, GameStop, the breakdown before we get into the week, what has happened this year, and what is most important to come. We got some stuff to talk about. All I ask you guys to do is hit the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. It is free. This year is the road to 100K, which is a very, very far out goal. But I think, honestly, we can do it. Happy New Year's, guys. 2024 is going to be a great year. We are in this to make some money. Let's get financially free this year. Let's jump into the video. AMC closed $6.12, down 1.45% on Friday. We are not paying attention to the close technicals because you guys already know what we're tracking with AMC if you've been following the channel. What we're taking a look at right now is the on-balance volume. According to the on-balance volume, which could most definitely be manipulated on AMC. They have already learned how to do so. We are holding back right around here, which would bring AMC between $60 and $90. This is where majority is holding their AMC stock, which is right before it fallen off of this ledge right here, right? Anywhere between 40 to $100. And apparently once we sold off and dropped off that ledge, less people are holding their AMC. But this is probably just due to diluting the share price and allowing more shares to be thrown out into circulation, bringing the on-balance volume down. I wouldn't be surprised if it got right back up as retail purchases more shares. So as Ken Griffin lied back in 2021 about having connections with Robinhood before they took the buy button away, and then there was steady proof that came out and SEC dropped all the charges, retail has still continued to fight the SEC, to fight the manipulation in the markets and hold the stock because we like the stock.
As for me, I like the stock.
We like AMC, we like GameStop, and we are here for the long run. Looking over at GameStop's on-balance volume for the years, we have held over 2 years now for these stocks. GameStop's on-balance volume has not flinched. The people who bought at the all-time highs for GameStop are literally still holding this stock. The on-balance volume is higher than it was when GameStop reached a peak of over $500, right before the splits happened and all this other stuff. Over $500, now over $120, over $80. People are still holding their GameStop shares. I have not seen one GameStop share get sold whatsoever, which is absolutely insane. Now, this year, 2024, is going to be a crazy year. We have the presidential elections, I believe, don't quote me on this, I didn't dig into it too much. Presidential elections around November, the debates around September, or at least one of them, right? Going to be a big catalyst for the market. We have rate cuts happening this year. What happened in 2023? Short sellers lost $178 billion, and this is before SPY reached the high that it did. This is still happening. Just because we're transitioning into a new year, it doesn't mean short sellers aren't still losing money. Short sellers are in a very bad position to start the year. Now, to cover some numbers before we start the week, AMC has 4 million shares available to borrow. We lost on the option chain, 6,000 calls compared to 10,000 puts expired in the money, and then 43,000 handed over to market makers for premium. We are still watching January 19th expiration for something to happen for AMC and GameStop because the option chain is very large on both of those dates for both, especially for GameStop with over 340,000 contracts, which we also found that there were far strikes on AMC above $30 and GameStop above $120 being bet for that date. And if that does happen, right, GameStop is already stair-stepping. If that does happen, GameStop starts to climb, we could see another catastrophic event like back in January of 2021. Short exempts AMC 171,000. As for GameStop, 21,000. they are still at a decently high level for these plays. I'm going to read this to you real quick. The Federal Reserve Bank of New York has recently published the historical data for Q4 of 2021, the most recent quarter that the New York Fed has reported reverse repo transaction data. In the quarter, all counterparties reported trade amounts totaling $92.61 trillion. Money market funds reported trade amounts of $36.96 trillion in Q4 of 2021, and government-sponsored entities, or GSEs, reported trade amounts of $7.3 trillion in the same quarter. So, translating the data, in the fourth quarter of 2021, MMFs accounted for 31% of amounts traded in the quarter of Fed reverse repos, while GSEs accounted for 7.9%. Why is this important? Squeezy, MMFs, and GSEs, which include Federal Home Loan Banks, or FHBLs, are lenders to banks. This meant that in Q4 of 2021, bank lenders accounted for 40% of amounts traded among reverse repo counterparties, or 39.91% to be exact. In translation, in this quarter, bank lenders needed so much liquidity that they accounted for 40% of all amounts traded at the Fed's reverse repo facility, where the Fed sells counterparty securities with the intent of repurchasing at a later date plus interest. Short sellers, not in a good spot, but nobody else is as well. Now, there are things that are about to affect the market, especially this week. But before we get into those, guys, to start the new year, get in the Discord. I'm in there on the daily. Come talk stocks with me, post gains, post losses, and talk crypto as well. We also have options trading alerts in there, so there's no reason not to get in. It is a coffee a month. Up your trading journey. Once you sign up and pay whatever it is, you are grandfathered in case the Discord ever goes up in the future. And I do have new features that I am interested in adding for 2024. So get in the Discord. The link is right under the video and pinned in the top of comments. Also, guys, get up to 15 free stocks and 5.1% APY on your uninvested cash. Now, starting the brand new year is the time to do it. Each of these stocks valued up to $2,000. All you have to do is sign up for Moomoo through my link, and once you open an account and make a deposit into your Moomoo account, you will start earning benefits from there. Go do it. 2 minutes out of your day. Click of a button. You will not regret it. Plus, the platform comes with a ton of other benefits as well, and the interface is super easy to use. Now, this ship battle is still happening in the Red Sea, killing 10 as Red Sea tensions escalate, which is not good for the market. No sort of war is ever good for the market, and there has been a massive earthquake in Japan that is now triggering tsunami alerts, which will also not be good. I believe up to 5 meters high for some of these tsunamis. Everybody pray for Japan. And BRICS just doubled overnight. Today, the UAE, Saudi Arabia, Ethiopia, Egypt, and Iran are officially members of BRICS. They joined Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa as formidable economic powerhouse, representing 29% of global GDP and 43% of global oil production. This is absolutely insane. Speaking of BRICS, the US dollar has been slowly collapsing, breaking down. We need to see a hold on this trend line for the US dollar right above 100. I still think it's going to sell off even further, which is also going to be pretty good for Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general. Bitcoin still testing this flag, trying to break out, sitting at 43,000. We are looking for another test at 44 to break higher, but again, a pullback, a retracement is still plausible. Is it probable? Who knows? Either way, if it sells off, I'm adding more Bitcoin for the year. Speaking of Bitcoin, the SEC could approve Bitcoin ETFs by Tuesday or Wednesday, which is tomorrow or the next day, according to some sources, which would be huge for crypto. And also, the 10th largest Bitcoin holder bought 8,888.88 Bitcoin today for $379 million. Touching on the S&P 500, 2023 was a great year compared to 2022, right? For the S&P 500, all the way down here at the end of 2022, SPY sitting around 382. Now it is all the way up to 475. And this may just be the beginning. There is still the smallest drop of a major catastrophic black swan event happening, and the SPY getting the ugliest double top that it has ever had. And that would absolutely slaughter the markets and several entities, and they'd have to figure out other loopholes and bailouts to come. Likely, again, probably not. And to close out the video, guys, Happy New Year to everyone. I want you to let me know in the comments down below. It can be anything, absolutely anything. What is your boldest prediction for 2024? Drop it in the comments down below. It can be absolutely anything. I want to know your predictions for this year. Drop one of them in the comments, and also drop a ticker that you are diamond handing for the entire year and you plan on making some money on if you have your eye on a specific one. Again, guys, don't forget to get in the Discord so you can come chit chat with me and the most amazing people. There are no bad questions in there. Whether you're a beginner or advanced trader, this is the place to go. I really enjoyed the year with you guys. I am going to check my YouTube analytics, take a video of them for today so that I can remember it on December 31st of this year when we hit 100K. Love you all. Lottery Stocks out.